Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, last video. Discuss possible sources of synergy. That's part A. Possible source of synergy arising from Arneson Company acquisition of Bricks Company. So this is the requirement. Sources of synergy. Before starting this question, or in fact before planning, be careful that in your mind you have already the complete context of the question, that you have read the requirement very carefully, and the context of the question must be in your mind. And make a quick review. Arneson is a wholesale company, grocery sector. They are going to acquire a company, and that's called vertical integration. They are going to acquire a supermarket, Bricks company. Communication is very positive because the shareholder and the company's management, in fact, also wants to uh, merge, or the Bricks company management provide the positive intention as well, and the premium targets all these things. But this is premium targets all these things. That's the B part. A part is independent but relate to the case. So this is what about the context now. Now the point is that before attacking the question, you must have to make a good plan. So planning, number one, there's 4 marks here, but in fact this is the 5. There are sort of 5 marks. For 4 marks you have 9 minutes. Have to spend 2 minutes for the planning. For 2 minutes planning, the first thing is that you have to mention at least 3 to 4 relevant points here. But the point is that, sir, what to write? So before writing, you have to make a good plan. Think about it. Think about it with respect to the technical and professional marks both. Now, the first thing is about the technical marks. Now, plan for technical marks. What to write? What I personally suggest that, number one, you have to start your answer, always start with simple statements. Always, sorry, simple statements. Like you can answer that here the directors expect that post acquisition $2.98 synergies, expecting that they will get the $2.98 synergies. Means start your question with the facts available with the question, and these are the facts that's mentioned within the question. Examiner asking about why synergy, no? So you have to start. You can start with this. They are expecting that 2.98 million synergy accordingly. So you can start with this fact, no? That's director expecting that they will achieve the 2.98 synergy per year. Per year. It's not a total. Okay, so you can start with this facts. Moreover, you can also add on. You can add the things combining two companies that is wholesale business and retail business. Here, wholesale business is going to acquire the retail business. So you can mention that with this question, it's likely sources of, in fact, you can mention is a vertical integration. Actually, start with the facts of the question with a simple wording, vertical integration, and likely this start your efforts. Likely sources of synergy. First, you need to think about the technical marks. Then, once you write or think about the technical, automatically your mind will also add on some professional matters. But always start with the technical part of the question. So you can start with this simple verdicts. Now, that's here about the synergy director expecting, and they can get the synergy by acquiring wholesale to retail business. Now you start to add on the things that how it's possible to generate the synergy. The synergy will generate as follows. For example, you have to add on the first thing, identify the first aspect of the synergy is that identify the potential of undervalued firm. That is the first thing of the synergy. Or you can start with that, the cost synergy. Yes, your mind will definitely say that here we need to write something cost synergy. Here we need to write something about the finance synergy. But based on your regular studies knowledge. But your regular studies also says that the synergy actually will develop where acquirer searching the firm which are undervalued, they are not up to the mark. So identify that undervalued firm and then identify the inefficiency or the potential where after acquisition the acquirer will tap and to get add-on benefits. But for this, you require a talent, either for existing management or you need to hire it. So you know very well you have to focus for these 3 points, how to develop the synergy. Potential of that undervalued firm, cost synergy, financial, as well the revenue synergy as well, but here not detail, not very much marks. So you can start the things accordingly with this. Now, if after the planning phase, you can start the question accordingly. But I want to discuss something before the detailed solution here. No? For example, if you mention the identify the potential of undervalued firms, you have to mention, as I earlier said, identify the inefficiencies of the undervalued firm and develop strategy to improve position or to get synergy. But definitely for this purpose, the company need competent resources. When you add this point, the company need competent resources. That is the point of professional skill marks, that is commercial acumen. That illustrate your points, illustrate your examples. That is called something. That's adding the points. And that is what the requirement of the examiner that you have to add on, or even the skepticisms, all these things. Then you will work out with the cost synergy. You can mention the term the vertical integration. The vertical integration, through the vertical integration, you can save the cost saving. How? Like wholesaler and the retailer. So definitely if you acquire the retailer, so you will avoid the middleman to connect the wholesaler with the retailer. where you can save the cost. That's your, like, you need to think about the with respect to context of the case, with your own mindset. You can improve the control of purchasing and logistics as well. Logistics as well. Moreover, the generic point, the bigger you become, the bigger company. So you can best negotiate with supplier, and best negotiate with the supplier means you can save your cost. Then you can put the reference of economies of scale, means absorbing the fixed costs with the high volume. High volume of high quantity volume. Even economies of, not necessary that you have to link everything with the case. Like marketing cost can combine here. But be careful, your time is limited, the marks in fact limited here. Not write too much about this. Control your emotions. If you know very well, but focus with the marks. Finance energy, adding 1 point like combined company. If the company become combined, there's the wholesale business, there's the retail business. That means you can control the variability in cash flows, or develop, you become stronger because you become stronger to maintain the variability, to maintain the smoothness of the cash flow, or avoiding the variability of the cash flows. So in this case, that will result to get finance, that is loan with cheaper cost. The cheaper cost, that's cheaper source of finance. Very important thing is that during the planning phase, you have to develop idea. That's cost, what I will write with the cost. For example, there is a point in your mind, the company become bigger, so we will purchase the higher supplies. So once you need to develop the idea, then you need to draft your point. That's very important word. Draft your point in a manner that should be simple and complete sentence. Here you mentioned that where Aronson acquired the Biggs, the company size become bigger, and the benefit they can get to get the best deal by the negotiation of the supplier and resulting saving in the cost. Simple statement and the complete statement. Then you add the second statement, the economies of scale, but with the after with the acquisition decision, the more benefit the company can get in terms of economies of scale, like with the high volume, more fixed costs will be absorbed and overall unit costs become reduced. And this can connect with the revenue matter as well. You can add on the revenue point as well. What is the prime purpose for this acquisition? The prime purpose is the first context of the question, that with the food sector, continuously customer demands with the lower prices. So here the main objective of the acquisition is that overall cost become reduced, and this cost reduction actually pass on in terms of reduction in the price and maintain or grow the market share. So what, that is also the relevant point. What I was saying, that whatever the idea you will get, first of all develop an idea and then put it with the complete sentence with a simplicity. And number two, every next point should be the different point to get extra marks. It's not about the repetition of the thing. It's about the next point. Will you must ask yourself, my next point is actually different, relevant to the case, and for extra marks. That is the point. Okay, so this is what the technical point. Now, what about the professional skill marks here? For example, this is what about the professional skill marks. The professional skill marks includes the analysis and evaluation. For example, first, one of the thing is appropriate use of data to support discussion and draw conclusion. Here, with this statement, like you mentioned that appropriate use of data. In the question, company here mentioned director expect that post synergies of 2.98. Means when you are starting the question, you use the company's data. Or for example, we are just before this PSM, we were discussing revenue point that company wants to minimize the cost and provide benefit to customers with low price, and then putting the things accordingly. Based on this acquisition decision will be beneficial for the company, for the growth and the survival. So that is what, these are the information available with the question. So you are actually using the data and connecting with the case, connecting with your answer. Commercial example, the examiner says effective use of examples and practical considerations relate to the context to illustrate points being made relating to synergy. Simple means you have to demonstrate some examples, some illustrations. For example, here, Anderson company will have been able to attract highly qualified, competent managers. When we mention the things, identify the potential undervalued firm, and once you identify the potential undervalued firm, then you need to identify the inefficiencies of that undervalued firm, and then make a strategy to how to overcome inefficiencies and make synergies. So for this, you require a competent staff. And for if you require the competent staff, then this is what the attraction for the human resource to join your company. So that is the type of points that you are illustrative here. Now more points I can add it, but focus on the marks. And now this is the answer. This is the answer. What is the answer about here? First, the very first, application of the knowledge. First of all, imagination about the practical case is important. Imagination. Here imagination means here the case about acquisition of a business where our business is about. Our business is wholesale. And we are moving towards, Aronson is going towards the acquisition of supermarket, that's vertical integration. This is very important. If you have imagination about the context of the question, then you will be able to write with the things, including the professional skill marks, especially the commercial acumen. Think about how knowledge connect with the case. Start with simple statement. Simple statement. Directors expect post synergies, post tax synergies, or post acquisition synergies 2.98 per year will be achieved. Simple. When combining grocery wholesale retail with the retail supermarket, the likely sources of synergy with the vertical integration as follows. Simple statement. Don't ignore to put the reference of the name of the company. Here the acquirer and acquirer, where you are here demonstrating, yes, I am connecting with the case. That's important. Then start with the headings. Potential of undervalued firm, as discussed above. You can read with the document. Whatever we discussed earlier, read it accordingly. Potential of undervalued firms, cost synergies, the finance synergies. That's all. That's all about the discussion. Same case. So that is what I have provided you the guideline that how to approach the answer. This is what about the detail. It's not debriefing, it's a detailing of the question number 2. And in fact, question number 3, it's not very technical with this mock exam. Simple interest rate risk management with the collars aspect as well, and the norm theoretical aspects, the comments, and the treasury management, the part B. That's all I have already discussed with my regular session or the QPC, AFM QPC, that's question practice course. So you can cover here. And even question number 1, it's also simple. It's simple in NPV, but Black-Scholes model. And do remember, you must have to aware that Black-Scholes model separate spreadsheet will be available. And the question is very simple. In fact, this is the question. Sorry. In fact, this is the question. Doranic company. Sir, very simple to attempt, and basic NPV procedure, basic assumptions that we already discussed, how to comment. Report writing, we have done a lot of times, how to cover the communication aspects, all these things are the same. And here the BSOP calculator available. BSOP calculator will be available with the question either section A or section B, where the examiner will ask the BSOP. So you can practice accordingly. If you have any concern, you can ask me. So thank you very much about this session. Take care a lot. Assalamu alaikum. You will be able to get the document. If you are watching with the video on the YouTube, you just contact me on the WhatsApp to get the document of this particular document, complete document by PDF format. My WhatsApp number, it's 0092 321 827 1784. 0092 321 827 1784. You can contact me accordingly through the WhatsApp. Thank you very much. Take care a lot. I hope that you have got the benefit. If yes, do comment with my YouTube video, with my YouTube channel. Thank you. Subscribe my YouTube channel and comment accordingly. Thank you. Take care a lot. Assalamu alaikum.